Today we're taking a look at these NCAAF matches, which are happening on Friday, October 22, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Middle Tennessee State vs Connecticut. The Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders have struggled defensively this season as they are giving up 31.3 points per game. In their previous game against the Liberty Flames, they allowed 41 points on 449 total yards of offense, 222 passing, 227 rushing. They did a decent job of forcing the punt team on the field as Liberty went 6 of 12 on third down. The Blue Raiders need to improve defending against the run as they allowed 5.4 yards per rushing attempt. If Middle Tennessee can figure out how to get some more stops, they will be in a great spot. Our first betting advice is to pick Connecticut Huskies plus 15.5. The Connecticut defense was a disaster in the first few games and has now started to display progress. They held Wyoming to 24 points and only 15 points on 299 yards against Yale last week. The pass defense is 72nd, while the rush defense comes in at 116th. The Huskies are averaging 16.6 points on the year, placing them 125th overall. They are allowing an average of 35 points, landing them 115th in the FBS. Our second betting advice is to pick under 55.5. Memphis vs UCF. Quarterback Seth Hennigan is coming off a solid game against Navy, throwing for 215 yards on just 8 completions with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. The Tigers made the most of their damage on the ground with Calvin Austin rushing once for 69 yards and a score, while Marquavius Weaver and Brandon Thomas combined for 121 yards and a couple of rushing touchdowns. Our first betting advice is to pick Memphis Tigers minus 1.5. There is not much of a rushing attack here. Johnny Richardson leads the team in rushing with 317 yards on 52 carries, an outstanding 6.1 yards per carry average. Isaiah Boser has rushed for 295 yards on 64 carries and has scored 6 times. The defense is allowing 32.2 points per game, 107th in the country. This is a group that is simply not getting to the quarterback as they have just 7 sacks in 6 games. Josh Selisker has 3 of those sacks, meaning he is getting no help in pressuring the quarterback. The Knights have 4 interceptions and 5 fumble recoveries. Bryson Armstrong is the team leader in tackles with 53. Our second betting advice is to pick under 63.5. Quick reminder, BetUS is a platform that offers betting on all major sport and horse racing leagues. It has slots, table games, blackjack, and a variety of other casino games. All of the major US leagues are available for betting, including the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, and PGA. In addition, BetUS allows wagers on esports, Olympic events, soccer, cricket, boxing, cycling, and many more competitions. Join BetUS now using our link down below and get 125% cashback bonus on your first deposit on the sportsbook after you open an account and deposit using our link and use our promo code HIGHSTAKES. Colorado State vs Utah State. The Colorado State Rams have been a pretty good defensive team this season as they are giving up 19.5 points per game. In their previous game against the New Mexico Lobos, they allowed 7 points on 69 total yards of offense, 16 passing, 53 rushing. They did a great job defensively as the Lobos went 2 of 12 on third down and failed to convert their only fourth down attempt. The Rams have been defending the pass extremely well as they gave up 0.8 passing yards per attempt. If they can figure out how to repeat this defense, it will really help the program. Our first betting advice is to pick Colorado State, minus 3.5. Defensively, Utah State has been one of the worst in the Mountain West, ranking 91st in points allowed per game, and will need to be far sharper to take down Colorado State. Their inability to get after the quarterback continues to be problematic, ranking 108th nationally in sacks per game, but have done a solid job being able to force turnovers. Justin Rice is the team's leading tackler and has added 3 interceptions, but he can't continue to do it all on his own this season and will need some help on Friday. Colorado State's calling card has been the defense this season. They rank 28th in points allowed per game and first nationally in first quarter defense. That should allow them to get off to a quick start on Friday and potentially not look back. Dequan Jackson is their leading tackler with 51, while Scott Patchan will make noise in the pass rush, leading the way with 5.5 sacks. The secondary could be stronger, but this remains one of the most defensive units in the league. Our second betting advice is to pick under 58. Washington vs Arizona. Washington is averaging 23.5 points per game. They are averaging 246.2 passing yards and 115.2 rushing yards per game. Dylan Morris has completed 60% of his passes for 1,446 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Kamari Pleasant leads the team with 229 rushing yards, while Terrell Bynum leads the team with 284 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. Washington has done well defensively, giving up 20.3 points per game. They gave up 24 points in their last game and will need to play better if they want to get the win. Our first betting advice is to pick Washington Huskies, -18. Safety will be paramount for Plummer heading into Friday's game against the Huskies. He doesn't need to be a hero in this game. The coaching staff can help him out by dialing up plays that get the ball out quickly. If running back Drake Anderson isn't able to play in this game, the offense should lean heavily on the legs of Michael Wiley to take some of the pressure off their quarterback. It's the smart play considering the Huskies are allowing an average 191.33 rushing yards per game this season. It doesn't help matters that the team hasn't been able to establish a consistent enough run game to take some of the pressure off him. Yes, the Wildcats are giving up a lot of passing touchdowns, but they're only allowing 169.7 passing yards per game. That's mostly because teams are opting to run the ball down their throat, which is something Washington hasn't shown the ability to do consistently. On the defensive side of the ball, the Huskies have allowed the second least yards in the Pac-12 conference. It kept them in games against both Oregon State and UCLA, and it should have its way with the banged-up Wildcats. The Huskies don't need me to tell them it's defense or bust in Washington. Our second betting advice is to pick under 46.5.